Well, here at 11 Kentuckiana, you are on top of this mid-October cold snap. Take a look at this. These are plants already covered up tonight in parts of Kentuckiana, ahead of what could be our very first frost of the season. We want to thank our viewers out in Simpsonville from Shelby County for sending these in. We love Shelby County. Hello, everybody. Thanks for joining us. I'm Doug Provitt, along with Chief Meteorologist Ben Pine. He's here with an impact alert day. Now, Ben, you've been watching the falling temperatures all night long here. You know, we've had snow on Halloween in the past.
No snow, but hey, we got some little sleet out there earlier today.
About what? That was late afternoon before we went on the air at 4 o'clock?
Just kind of a sign that some cold temperatures are on the way tonight. A little early visit from Jack Frost. You might want to turn that furnace on finally, Doug, as we have overnight lows in the 30s. We do have a weather impact alert here for you because of that potential of frost. Just a little bit longer here where you can protect those plants, maybe cover up some of those sensitive flowers out there on the front porch. 2 a.m. until 9 a.m. is our weather impact alert. That's where we have the frost advisory advising us to protect some of those plants. We only get a frost advisory or a freeze warning during the beginning of the growing season and at the end of the growing season. And once we have a widespread frost, we no longer get those alerts. Also, protect yourself a little bit out the door, as you'll want that warm jacket and you want to dress warmly getting going with those temperatures in the 30s. Might need a little extra time with the defrost and maybe scraping the windshield a little bit as well. So all of the area covered in that frost advisory through 9 a.m. Temperatures already started to dip into the 30s. 36 in Madison, Scottsburg at 38, Bardstown, Lebanon also at 38 degrees. So we're going to see the temperature dropping down to the mid 30s in most locations. Some of the wind chills with winds around 5 miles per hour down to the upper 20s and lower 30s. So our coldest temps here since early April. So some 30s overnight and a frosty start, 52 at noon tomorrow. And that forecast high is still very cool and dry with the upper 50s. How does 70s and sunshine sound? We've got that coming up at the 7-day.
Good deal. Thank you, Ben. Brand new here on the WHS 11 night team. Tonight, the search for a new superintendent for Jefferson County Public Schools is now underway. Marty Pollio announced his retirement less than a month ago, and tonight, the board that hired him accepted his resignation after the school season will be ending in a few months. WHS 11 night team's Alex Dieter and photojournalist Elijah McKenzie learned about the new timeline for finding the new boss of JCPS.
In the first JCPS board meeting since announcing his retirement as superintendent, Dr. Marty Pollio was met with a room full of applause. A little over 8 months left as superintendent, the board voted unanimously to accept Pollio's resignation.
Ayes have it. Someone was supposed to vote no. We owe you a debt of gratitude. This entire community salutes you.
But my message tonight is I want to assure this board, my team, and all the JCPS family that I will not let up one bit until the close of business on July 30th, 2025. I believe is how you finish is the most important thing, and I commit to sprinting through that finish line and finishing with everything I have.
We now know the timeline of the process to choose his successor. Here are some key dates. A search firm will be used and chosen by December 1st. The community will get involved by December 15th with surveys and listening sessions. Applicants will be recruited in February and March, and a superintendent is planned to be approved in June.
If all goes well, July 1, the new superintendent will begin.
JCTA President Maddie Shepard says community involvement in the process is her priority.
The biggest thing for us is collaboration with the community and with invested stakeholders, and of course that includes educators.
While board chair Corey Scholl has said the search will be national and local, board member Gail Logan-Strange thinks the wider the net, the better.
I think that gives us different experiences and different perspectives.
She is also hoping the new leader will continue some of Pollio's mission moving forward.
Keep the DEP program and all the work that Dr. Pollio has started as far as it relates to diversity and making sure that all of our students are getting a quality education. I need for that to happen.
Logan Strange says she's confident the July 1st start date for the new superintendent is achievable. In Louisville, Alex Dieter, the WHS 11 night team on your side.
And all new here on the night team, Oldum County is also going to be looking for a brand new superintendent at the end of the school year there in Oldum County. In a letter sent to families, Jason Radford announced that he will not ask the board to renew his contract next June, saying it's time for a new chapter. Radford has served as the superintendent of Oldum County since 2021. In his letter, he pointed to accomplishments during that time like improved test results, employee raises, and creating a strategic plan for the district. He wrote the district is, quote, poised to thrive as we continue to think about engaging empowering and elevating the experiences of everyone. Former Louisville Metro Police Detective Bren Hansen returning to a federal courtroom today in downtown Louisville for the start of his retrial connected to the Breonna Taylor case.
Mr. Hansen, do you believe you'll be proven innocent?
Hansen didn't answer any questions as he walked into the building for the start of jury selection. He's federally charged with depriving Taylor of her constitutional rights, accused of using excessive force the night of her death. Hansen is admitted to firing shots from outside Taylor's apartment, some of which went into a neighboring unit, but maintains he was trying to protect his fellow officers that night. Outside the courthouse, activists made their voices heard.
Every day because, like, Breonna still hasn't had justice. There's been no justice for Breonna.
Hansen's first federal trial ended in a mistrial with a deadlocked jury, but before that he was acquitted of criminal charges in Jefferson Circuit Court. That happened back in 2022. A Jefferson County jury has recommended a 75-year sentence for the man convicted of hitting a Kansas family with his car while under the influence of drugs. A jury convicted Michael Hurley on 5 counts, including the murder of Trey Jones. That crash happened in downtown Louisville at 2nd and Market Streets in 2022, killing Trey and seriously injuring his wife Amy and daughter Ava. Amy spoke with us afterwards, sharing the last family picture they had together.
I'm so glad to get this chapter over with, and then we can move on to just working on Ava and my continued recovery. I don't know if we'll ever have closure because with Ava's injuries, she may never fully recover.
Before the jury made the recommendation to the judge, they heard from Hurley's parents. They spoke about his military service as they asked for the minimum punishment. His father shared a message to the Jones family.
And we want the Jones family to know we prayed as much for them as we did our son.
A judge will formally sentence Michael Hurley on December 13th. In an effort to improve safety at Louisville's parks, the city is launching its first ever Park Ranger program. A pilot program at Iroquois Park earlier this year found having a law enforcement presence decreased the likelihood of illegal activity in the parks. The city has allocated $300,000 to hire the first park ranger and give them the tools they need to succeed.
Of course, is why we can hire one person at this time, because we want them to be in a fully equipped police vehicle so that they are fully equipped and able to react and enforce any kind of issues that they may come upon.
The first Metro Parks Park Ranger will help manage the program, including developing protocols and procedures. The city hopes the program will eventually expand. New tonight, nearly 100 years after the historic housing discrimination known as redlining, the city is taking steps to correct those actions. A new program is helping families impacted by redlining practices to help them become homeowners now. In the 1930s, the federal government assigned grades to neighborhoods that determined investment and access to credit. Black, immigrant, and low-income neighborhoods were often given C or D grades, shown in yellow and red on this map from Louisville Metro government. The impacts are still being felt today. Taking a look at those same neighborhoods, they're a paler yellow at the moment, showing lower median household incomes based on 2015 census data. Now, with help from what's called the Revert team, this new program is connecting new homeowners with valuable resources. WHAS11 Night Team's Claire Reese-Shaley explains how it's going to work.
Interested homeowners walk the gym of JCPS's Ernest Camp Edwards Education Complex in Smoketown at an event meant to support and provide resources to families affected by redlining, the practice where mortgage companies once historically flagged African American neighborhoods as being too risky to insure mortgages. So people are going from table to table, talking to contractors and realtors, learning more about how they can become a future homeowner.
And I really learned a whole lot from different people, talking to different banks.
Frederick Stone hopes to become a first-time home buyer after renting his home for 10 years.
And it's a good area. I love where I live.
He plans to apply for what's called the Redlining Mitigation Program. It gives up to $50,000 to improve and restore their properties. Leaders in the program believe this funding makes a difference in an issue that is still seen to this day.
You can see the different neighborhoods and the appraisal of one home that crosses over from another street, and you can see the difference in the appraisal amount. And those appraisal amounts affect the generational wealth.
The biggest hurdle faced by the community, especially in Smoketown and ownership, is financial burdens. Event partners say the majority of Smoketown, with a large black community, properties are rent only.
And we need more ownership here in a community that has been vested for us. It's very important that you have ownership, because then ownership could turn into generational wealth. You could pass down your homes to your family.
Stone plans to pass his home filled with years of family memories onto his daughters and grandchildren. In Smoketown, Clarice Shaley, WHAS11 Night Team on your side.
Revert is currently accepting applications for the Redlining Mitigation Program with the goal of helping 216 new homeowners. To qualify, your home has to be located in a previously redlined area here in Louisville. We've got a link for you to that application online at WHAS11.com. Now, less than a month away from its grand opening, Norton West Louisville Hospital is ready to start accepting appointments. Patients can start making appointments for November 11th and later at the 28th and Broadway Hospital location. Hospital will offer primary care in addition to a variety of specialists like cardiology, orthopedics, and oncology. There will also be primary care and specialists for children. The hospital will be the first new hospital west of 9th Street in Louisville in more than 150 years. To make an appointment, we've got the information also on our website at WHAS11.com.